As I was mentioning, we have the Orion spacecraft flying today. However, the Artemis crew members named their Orion spacecraft Integrity, so you will hear calls to this entire crew with the name Integrity. They say that the name Integrity embodies the foundation of trust, respect, candor, and humility across the crew and the many engineers, technicians, scientists, planners, and dreamers required for mission success. This view live from the outside of Orion as we continue. Preparing for our lunar flyby, now less than 5 minutes from surpassing the record set by Apollo 13 astronauts for the farthest humans to travel from Earth. This will not be the farthest that Integrity travels today. They will continue until they reach approximately a distance of 252,760 miles. That would be about 4,105 miles farther than Apollo 13. However, these numbers are our targets, and we will get confirmation on those numbers as soon as we possibly can and share them with you all. We talked a little bit about what to expect from the crew, whether that's taking photos or making audio recordings. To get a little more detailed, Reed Wiseman and Jeremy Hansen will be up first to capture imagery and record audio on the portable computing devices. You hear those referred to as PCDs, while Victor and Christina serve as the support members. The crew will switch windows and roles halfway through their shift, and 1 hour and 5 minutes later, Victor Glover and Christina Cook will be the next crew members at windows 2 and 3 to take photos and make annotations, while Reed and Jeremy take on those support roles. There are 5 viewing blocks, and the crew will swap out with each one. During 2 of the blocks, the 2 support members will also be able to enjoy their midday meal. At least 3 times per block is a science sit rep. Again, situational report. This is partially an operational status, reporting back if they missed any targets or gotten any specific ones, if they have issues with their camera or any other operational items. The other part is an actual description of the moon. This task is done by one of the support team astronauts, so that's not the crew currently taking photos or making annotations, but they do have windows 1 and 4 that they can float up and provide that information from. If you watch the entirety of the flyby, you'll also notice the crew will be photographing some targets multiple times to get observations in different lighting conditions. This is due to Orion changing their location throughout the flyby. What this crew will be able to capture in a couple of hours of the same targets in different lighting would take orbiters years to do because of solar and spacecraft positioning. This crew has studied the moon extensively, and they're also familiar with what the science team calls the Big 15. These are 15 features that they've memorized, so at any time, they'll be able to see 5 of those and help orient themselves and where they are around the moon. Those targets are diverse and complex in their geologic history, and observations of them could help answer some big-picture science questions. If you've been following the mission, you can see that the configuration of the cabin is a little bit different than what it looked like on launch day. After ascent, the crew were allowed to reconfigure their spacecraft, and you can see that they've taken down seats. They have also taken away footrests. This gives them more opportunity to move about the spacecraft. Orion itself has 330 cubic feet of habitable volume. That's about the size of 2 minivans and is 60% more cubic volume than the Apollo spacecraft. We are standing by for the Integrity crew aboard Orion to surpass the Apollo 13 record.
Integrity crew, on April 15, 1970, during the Apollo 13 mission, 3 explorers set the record for the farthest distance humans have ever traveled from our home planet. At that time, over 55 years ago, Lovell, Swigert, and Hayes flew 248,655 statute miles away from Earth. Today, for all humanity, you're pushing beyond that frontier. Integrity, over to you.
Yeah, from the cabin of Integrity here, as we surpass the furthest distance humans have ever traveled from planet Earth, we do so in honoring the extraordinary efforts and feats of our predecessors in human space exploration. We will continue our journey even further into space before Mother Earth succeeds in pulling us back to everything that we hold dear. But we, most importantly, choose this moment to challenge this generation and in the next to make sure this record is not long-lived.
Thank you, Integrity, and congratulations to you and the rest of the Artemis II team.
Thank you, Houston. We have a couple more things we'd like to take this moment for. Our science team helped us out with a couple of relatively fresh craters on the moon that have not been previously named, and our crew would like to propose a couple of potential names for those items or those areas. And we spent a bit of time this morning looking out the window, and we're able to see them now both with our naked eye and through the long lens, and so we feel this is a good time to send this down, and a special shout out to Kelsey for helping us with this. The first one we'd like to suggest is a named crater in honor of our great spacecraft, Integrity. And so if you were to look at Oriontal on the far side and then draw a line straight up to Ohm on the far side, relatively in the middle is an unnamed crater, and we would like to suggest it be called Integrity in the future. And the second one, and especially meaningful for this crew, is a number of years ago we started this journey in our close-knit astronaut family, and we lost a loved one. And there's a feature in a really neat place on the moon, and it is on the near side, far side boundary. In fact, it's just on the near side of that boundary, and so at certain times of the moon's transit around Earth, we will be able to see this from Earth. And so we lost a loved one. Her name was Carol, the spouse of Reed, the mother of Katie and Ellie. And if you want to find this one, you look at Glushko, and it's just to the northwest of that, at the same latitude as Ohm, and it's a bright spot on the moon. And we would like to call it Carol, and you spell that C-A-R-R-O